Hey boos, in this video, I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. I haven't done anything for you to be proud of.
Of course you have. You are marrying a man who can support you.
Good evening. I know we haven't met in a while at this hour, but I decided to do a late night chat. I know the title was odd. I done changed it a few times to make it YouTube friendly so I wouldn't get flagged or demonetized. So just try to go with it, okay? I know. If you feel like you have a better title, just comment after this. Just leave it in the comment section. I'll change the title. If the best one wins, then I'll change it to whatever title you choose. How about that? Because honestly, the situation is weird. Can we talk about it? This situation is weird. I just want to say right out the gate, I don't like Khalil, okay? I don't like him. All right. You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Ramsey. You know, the guy from Love is Blind, the progressive I don't even know what to call him. He was just so like strong in his views, political views, and how the world should be and everything. He just reminds me of one of those like progressive F boys that can't move past the misogyny to really take him serious. I'm just saying. So let's get into it. I feel like that, yes, the one with the dangling earring. So it's gonna be a similar situation. All right. It's gonna be a similar situation. To be honest, this situation kind of reminded me of Marissa and Ramses from Love is Blind. The only thing is I think Denisha allegedly, this is all alleged, nothing has been confirmed. She has yet to come out to defend herself. I gave her the entire weekend. She hasn't said anything, not a word, nothing. But allegedly, this makes her look, kind of make her look a little cray. Okay, so let's get into, let me pull up my folder, because I have a folder, because this situation is crazy. Let's just get into the story time. For those that are kind of like lost in the sauce, let me get you caught up. So there's this man by the name of Khalil. He is he lives in LA. He is a creator. He does social media, he does videography, he does a lot of different creative work and things like that. Gives back to his community. Well, he says he does. I don't know if he really be doing all of that. But he exposed this other popular TikToker who is this very liberal, progressive type of TikToker who speaks a lot on different political subjects, and she educates her audience and people like myself because she pops up on my For You page and she just educates us on different things, right? So, no big deal. However, he decided to expose her on TikTok, and it was so left field. It was so random because these are two oddballs, okay? You have a leftist and you have a liberal, and it's just like, how the hell did y'all end up in the same bed? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So then everyone started to get invested in the situation because the story got wild, and then he started to drop receipts. And then you'll see when I start playing the video, he started doing this, and I was like, what the hell? He started doing this, and I was like, is this man straight? Or listen, he may be bisexual. I think he may be bisexual. I don't know. But it was just, it's, you'll see. Just give me a sec. You'll see. I'm like, what is that? The hell? Let me see. Is it this one?
Nisha Carter's been harassing me for the last month and a half. Let's talk about it. Over a month and a half ago, we matched on a dating app and I regretfully hooked up with her. Since then, I realized that she not only lied about her age, but she also lied about being pregnant in an attempt to coerce me and emotionally blackmail me into sleeping with her again. That sounds crazy, but I'll show you all the screenshots. But before I address that, I want to address all these comments that your followers are leaving me. You keep spreading claims that I cheated on my girlfriend with you. Whole time I didn't meet the woman that you're referring to until after we hooked up. So let's not get it twisted. And trust and believe, if I met her first, I would have never fucking spoke to you. Me and Denisha hooked up on the night.
This is a straight man? Wow, I did not know that. I really seriously thought he was bi. There's nothing wrong with it, but I seriously thought he was bi. I'm gonna get into why I thought he was bi, but okay, he's a straight man. I respect it. It is what it is. He's still a little sassy. Can I say that without it being offensive? Like, but it's you know what? He comes across a little sassy. I don't know. He's very emotional. I think that's what it is. He's emotional. Okay. He's emotional, and I think that's what throws me off about him.
January 9th. In the days following that, being a true Angelino, I was volunteering with fire relief efforts. Because I was volunteering, I was not texting back quick enough for Denisha's liking, which led to her being very rude to me through text message. Pause to read. In response to that, I just explained that I was busy, but she kept berating me, so I just left her.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute.
Read.
Okay. So these are the alleged text messages. And I have to say alleged because we can't deny or confirm, but it looks like it is Denisha. So let me see. So she goes, I feel like I need my damn glasses, y'all. My glasses are in the other room. I feel like I've been bothering you or am more interested than you are. Oh my God, y'all, this is terrible. So I'm gonna pull back. Oh my gosh. But it was nice to hang with you. All right. Then he responds, hey, my bad. This morning has been all over the place. We're out doing mutual aid because the wildfires have went on in LA. I think they're still going on. And then the aftermath, the recovery, I told you that that's going to take years to recover from. So he's been doing community work and helping his community. And then he goes, but you're not bothering me, LOL. So Khalil, he wanted to be bothered, LOL. Okay. So it seemed like he wanted to swing. He wouldn't mind her swinging back through. I'm just saying, in the beginning, okay, things turned left real quick, but in the beginning, he was cool with it. Okay, she just seemed a little too eager, and she ended up playing her hand wrong, and then she went to the extreme. And to be honest, y'all, this was so unnecessary because she really created this whole mess allegedly. So then she responds, "LOL. Now I see why you're single at 25, chronic fumbler." I don't know why she sent that, I guess. And then she sent that the next day. Let me see. No. It was the same day. So he texted her back at like noon. She texted him. She's trying to play it, the long game. She texted him at like 4 o'clock. And then he goes, this is where she messed up. She messed up with that text right there. Then she goes, now why are you being no, he goes, now why are you being mean, LOL? Unnecessary. It was. It was so random. Then she doesn't respond until later that day and says, and aren't you single? No, he goes, and aren't you single too? And then she responds, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Girl, what? I'm sorry. Girl, what did you mean by that? I'm sorry. So let me read that again. She texts him, she says, LOL, now I see why you're single at 25, chronic fumbler, right? He responds, now why are you being mean? LOL, unnecessary. Then he responds, he texts her again and said, aren't you single at 27? Question mark. And then she responds, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Girl. I'm very confused. I'm very confused about that. Okay. I like the confidence. I do. I love the confidence there. Um, yeah, I didn't get that. I missed that. Is that like an inside joke they have? I don't know. So then he texts back and he says, "Don't cry because it's over." Oh wait, that's what she said. He goes, "What? LOL, I literally don't have an issue." Then she goes, no, the issue is mine. I know better than to give groupies a chance. LOL. What? Girl, what? So she believes she slept with a groupie. Okay. She has a very large platform. I think she has like 2 million followers on TikTok. So she thinks that she slept with a groupie. Then she continues and she says, I wasn't mean to you. I just never took you for the type to get weird after spending time with someone. But like I said, I should have known better. Okay. Let's continue.
In response to that, I just explained that I was busy, but she kept berating me, so I just left her on red and stopped responding. She messaged me 2 or 3 days later apologizing for what she said, and I
And y'all, this is so unhinged. It just doesn't seem like she's emotionally stable. This is why I'm not really big on casual sex, y'all, because you see how emotionally unstable it makes you after a while. It makes you very emotionally unstable. So she felt some type of way because she assumed that he was playing games with her. And so she felt some type of way about it instead of taking what he said, what he told her, which was, I was busy, I was out. But to be honest, sir, you could have responded back to her text. It could have been a simple text, a 1212. It didn't have to take that long. But hey, maybe he was really busy. His hands were busy. Maybe he wasn't close to his phone, because when you're doing community work, you're trying to service the community. Being on your phone is very rude, and it's not a good look. So maybe he's telling the truth. I can see his point of view. I really can. But in my opinion, the reason why she was acting like this was because she gave up that cat. And if she could fake a pregnancy, that means she gave up that cat without protection. So I can see how this got a little weird quick. Okay. I could see. Okay. So she goes, hey, just randomly, I want to apologize for calling you a groupie. It was OD and very mean. And the comment about chronic fumbling, also OD, also very mean. I am sorry. So she did apologize. She did. She apologized. That's cool. We like that. Okay. Let's continue.
still didn't respond. A week or two later, Denisha messaged me saying that we need to talk. She refused, so we ended up getting off the phone. Later that day, she messages me saying that I need to
Hold on.
hold on. Talk about, and she said that we could only talk about it in person. Remember that for later. I expressed to her since she was rude, I did not feel comfortable coming over to her house, especially because she was saying I needed to come over at around 9, 10, 11 p.m.
Y'all see that? Especially.
I told her we could meet at a cafe and talk about it. She refused, so we ended up getting off the phone. Later that day, she messages me saying that I need to send her my address so her attorney could send over paper.
This is so random. She said, please send me an address. I can send paperwork to. He goes, dude, what? And then she responds, what is unclear? Sis, what? This is crazy. So then he responds, he goes, you asked to meet up. I said, I don't really want to come over to your place. And you had an issue with that. I asked to meet halfway somewhere neutral. And you said that it freaked you out. Now you're saying you want to send paperwork. Like, I have zero idea what your issue is. And you're being difficult. I think he was getting the vibes like, why do I feel like I'm being set up? It was kind of weird. She's been acting weird this whole time, y'all. She's been acting very strange.
Work. Remember that for later. Obviously, in response to that, I tell her that we can hop on the phone. Again, we talk for about 30 minutes in which she refuses to disclose what she wants to talk about. And at the end, she tells me that she's pregnant. At that point, I realized that maybe we do need to talk in person. But because our schedules weren't matching up, we ended up just hopping on FaceTime. On that FaceTime, we talked about a lot of things, including her father working in finance and her mother being an Egyptian national who works in counterterrorism programs in America. Mind you, I don't even know if that's true. And by the end of this, you'll realize that it's really hard to believe anything she says. We spoke about what the plan was moving forward because frankly, I don't want to have a child with anyone right now, especially not her. Mind you, all the times that we've spoken so far, she's made an attempt to try to get me to come over to her house to talk about it in person. Conclusion of that phone call, she said that she needs more time to think about it, and honestly, that's fair. 2 or 3 days later,
Denisha, girl, was you gonna have that lingerie on? Like, what was T says? It seemed like you was plotting. You was trying to get that man over. You was trying to get that man over. What movie was that with oh my gosh, my fave. Was it Best Man when homegirl was trying to get him over and she had her lingerie on. She had been waiting all night, and then when he finally got over there, they didn't do the do. It seemed like that's what you was trying to you was trying to make happen. It didn't happen. It did not happen. She was probably all oiled up, body ready, everything ready. He didn't even show up. Probably had the candles lit and everything like that. It's sad that the plan did not go according to plan. She wanted some D. Jordan. But I can't even think of her real name. Why am I having a blank with that? Jordan from Best Man. But why am I having what's her real name? Damn. What is her real Nia Long, y'all? Nia Long. Nia Long. Y'all know that scene in Best Man. She was waiting on that man. She was waiting. Okay, so I it just seems like that was the situation, and she never got that man over there.
She messages me saying, actually, I'll have my attorney contact you. Please send me your address. At that point, I'm like, hey, have your attorney contact me because you're being very fucking weird. Now, this is where shit gets juicy. I'm actually making this into a part 2, but I'm gonna post it right the fuck now.
We like that. So he was like, I'm not gonna have you wait. Great. Okay, let's see. Is it this one?
This is part 2 of how Denisha Carter has been harassing me for over a month and a half. You need to get caught up. The first video was posted right before this. Pretty much Denisha crossed her friend, leading to him outing their entire text message thread. And if you want all the receipts to read yourself, I will link them in a
Now, the friend entering the chat is what made this whole situation more believable. Because if it would have just been Khalil coming out with this story, we would probably just be like, oh, But the friend, it's like, ooh, girl, this don't look good at all.
Google Drive in the comment. These messages are in response to her telling me to come over to her house and me saying that I don't feel comfortable doing so. Her friend said maybe he can't afford an Uber, and you can read the rest. This is where shit gets juicy. Why would Denisha telling me to come over?
So she's texting a friend of hers. I don't friends don't do this type of stuff. But she's texting a friend about the situation. You know how us girls do. And so, of course, of course, the friend is just trying to be, supportive of her crazy and says maybe he can't afford an Uber. And then she responds, that I may tell question mark. And then the friend goes and needs her to think it works. No, I think it's irrelevant. Give it 18 hours to build tension. I don't even know what they were talking about because again, it's mid convo. And so she goes, it's irrelevant that he was hooking up with me while he had a girl and got me pregnant, question mark, question mark. And then I guess she sent confessions part 2.
Her house and me saying that I don't feel comfortable doing so. Her friend said maybe he can't afford an Uber, and you can read the rest. This is where shit gets juicy. Why would Denisha message her friend, but it's very on brand for the WAG trying to trap an athlete, quote unquote, suddenly pregnant, pissed athlete wants proof, I had a miscarriage. And her
That's crazy. Y'all, this is crazy.
friend tells her to practice her pregnancy gate. Pause to read the rest.
Then okay, so the friend goes, also that happens all the time, practicing your pregnancy. Then what else? I guess the friend also responds to what she originally texted about the WAG. She goes, overthink IMO. He has nothing you can take, so that narrative isn't relevant. So basically the friend is just like, girl, you doing all of this and it's not giving WAG. Like, you know what? If you watch the reality TV show WAGs recently, you watch that, the whole point is to get pregnant by a rapper or an athlete, a man with some money. And it don't seem like, I mean, Khalil, it looks like he's doing pretty well for himself when you go to his TikTok, but not enough to, like, even the friend was being low key real with her. Like, girl, it's not giving that, sis. It's not giving that at all. And so, then she responds, do you think he knows that question mark? Not being sarcastic. I don't. And then the friend goes, of course he does. Okay, so let's continue.
First few messages are a bit unimportant, but it's pretty much Denisha and her employer slash friend who outed her talking about travel accommodations. But then if you look right here, I don't know how to play this now that I'm not saying I'm pregnant, laugh my ass off.
This is crazy, y'all.
Screenshots. Do I actually tell him I'm pregnant or do I make the reveal that I just want to fuck him? And her friend.
So, girl, did y'all see that, ladies? Did you see that? Do I actually tell him I'm pregnant or do I make the reveal that I want to F him? This is all about some D, y'all. What is up? Like, are the girls okay? I mean, I know, ovulation, I know it's rough on us. I know, and with age it gets worse. But where's the self-control? Where's the sexual discipline? Where is the discipline? Where's the principles? Where are the morals? Where is just like, oh, you know what? I'm taking this too far. Over some D. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Girl, you could have just asked. The way these men are so easy, you could have asked. But because you were being weird, and like seriously, you were being weird, he decided that he was just like, okay, like you crazy. Like you doing too much. You not even worth, swinging back around, spinning the block. Like you're not even worth all of that because you acting crazy already.
Tells her that, hey, the reveal is good, but don't overplay your hand. Nisha then says, so don't say I'm pregnant, and her friend says to save it. Then she says,
It's crazy because the friend is low-key trying to talk her out of this, and she's just so adamant to move forward with it.
okay, he won't hate me for lying to him just to fuck him? And then her friend responds, he's a man, Denisha. Then says, I'm also a man who hates her and a man who has a mother. She says, laugh my fucking ass off. I mean, if some girl is yapping about being pregnant, wouldn't he tell her? Then I'm attacked from all sides, the Compton commie. Let's just overlook the racial undertones of calling me some kind of Compton commie. The whole time I'm not even from fucking Compton, bro. Her friend says, no one tells their main bitch that their side bitch is pregnant. It's like you never listen to confessions. Mind you, they're
Can we also point out that Denisha was trying to break up a happy home because she kept making it a point that he was in a relationship? Did y'all peep that? Did y'all catch that? Because I caught that. So she thinks, even though he wasn't, she thinks that this man is in a relationship. So another reason, like a lot of people think the only reason she faked this pregnancy with him or was wanting to was because of the D. She was also trying to break up a happy home because she thought that he was in a relationship at that time. And that's why she felt some type of way. She felt jealous. She felt like he had picked the other girl over her, or that maybe they were already together. So it seems like she had been watching him on social media or something like that, and she was trying to put two and two together and got it wrong because the math did not math. And he'll explain that here in a second. But it was more than just to get him back in her bed. She was also trying to break up that relationship that she thought he was in.
was no main, and Denisha could not be a side if her name was onion rings. Her friend tells her that by lying to me about being pregnant, I will come over and the emotions will be high, the intimacy will be high, we'll lock eyes, and then the end. And
Denisha, girl, this is crazy. This is crazy because I seen some of her other takes about, Dusty's, knowing your worth, knowing when to walk away. We gonna get into it. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is alleged though, but this is still crazy if it's true. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy.
then she says, what, do I appear worried or scared? Nervous? He says yes. She says, then I tell him that I went to the doctor and got a blood test for my thyroid and I'm pregnant. And if he doesn't believe it, we pulled out. Sorry, this is so many details. And she's fucking right.
Did you not hear what this man said? They had unprotected sex, meeting up on the app Raya on the first night. That's crazy, y'all. I'm sorry. That's a little much. That's a little much. That's a lot. That's a lot for your big sis, Yoni. That's too much. You met a man off an app. You had unprotected sex, and and this is way, like, I can't even defend this. There's no way I could defend this. I can't defend this woman and what she decided to do. It's so irresponsible on so many levels, girl. So the pull out method is what they decided to do on the first link. Woo, 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 woo. That's crazy.
This is so many details. I'd rather not have to share this shit, but you keep fucking harassing me, so here you go. Now that we got the screenshots out of the way, let's dive into the next issue. The reason she kept asking for my address to send over attorney paperwork is because she was trying to fucking dox me. Her friend exposed her for trying to fucking dox me in the same Discord server where she's telling everyone that I'm a fucking cheater. The same Discord server where she got another man doxed a few years ago for saying she's a fucking catfish. Now let's really talk about it. Denisha is poor. There's nothing wrong with being poor. She puts on this facade of being some kind of rich upper class girl, and that's not true. She told me she had 2 houses in Los Angeles, but really, one of the houses belongs to the person who outed her. He pays her $2,000 a month to manage the company's social media just to keep her afloat. And the other house is just a roommate situation with a girl who she continuously talks shit about. And her TikTok's not even monetized. You're literally just being a capitalist shill for free.
Now, sir, I gotta be honest with you. This is why we think some of y'all are sassy, because I mean, all of this extra information. This is what women do. You know, women give all the extra tea for the people and the listeners to sip on. But now this part, like, you could have came on here, you could have told your truth. You could have told this, you could have told us what this woman done did, but telling all of her business, I like this is what women do, you know, and it just be throwing me off. I'm not gonna get comfortable with that. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I'm not gonna get comfortable with men doing that. It's just not, it's not regular, it's not normal. Like, y'all not normalizing that for me. Y'all not. Y'all not. I want men to be in they personality and in they manhood, and I want women to be in their personality, and I want them to be in their womanhood. And you know how us women do, we like to talk, you know, we like to talk. But when a man does it, it don't feel right, you know. It just, I don't know, calling her broke and all of this stuff, it just don't feel right. Like, sir, did you want her to be the strong independent woman in this whole this situationship that y'all got going on? Like, I'm confused. Like, calling her broke like she a woman and you a man, that don't make no sense to me, y'all. That's why I thought the man was bisexual. That's the only way it made sense to me. Because, you know, I would assume that bisexual men who date heterosexual women, or, you know, men that are like more fluid, the whole gender role thing is just not something that they play into, because it's just not a traditional type of situation. So I never thought that he would be heterosexual at all. So that part of it is because of this right here. Like, this is why a lot of people are questioning it. It's because it's just, calling her broke as a man is insane to me.
And if you need more proof, I've got roommates who could corroborate the entire story. If you're watching this, Denisha, we hooked up one time. I don't know why you're crashing out over it that fucking bad. The fact that it went from just berating me in my DMs to straight lying about pregnancy to now harassing me on the internet? On all the dead homies, you're a weirdo. Now please, don't ever contact me again, or I will just continue to spill receipt. Thank you.
So is that why she ain't said nothing? Because he got more receipts on her? Hold on, let's go to the next one. That's crazy. That is crazy. Is it this one? I think it's, is it this? Hold on, I think it's this one. Hold on.
I said I was done talking about it, but I'm not, because one thing you're not going to do is call me a liar. Firstly, to the people who are like, oh, you're lying, you fabricated those screenshots, that's why you cropped the name, da-da-da. When you green screen on TikTok, it crops the top and the bottom of your photo. So there's
It does. It does. It does.
that. Here's all the full screenshots for you. Here's the rest of the screenshots. To everyone who's saying, oh, why would you bring her drama to the internet? She tried to fucking dox me. She tried to run a smear campaign on me. She was lying about being pregnant to coerce me into having sex with her, and it's been going on for a month and I haven't said shit. Well, how do you know she's trying to run a smear campaign? DJ Soulchild sent me these screenshots from an email that he got from an anonymous account a week ago.
So basically, she was sending emails to DJ Soulchild, who also is a pretty large content creator on TikTok. And she was trying to pretend like she was anonymous, or like just some random person sending tea to him so that he could talk about it on his platform and try to make it go viral. So this was part of her way to harass him. So she was sending him a message like, oh, the TikToker Khalil has beef with, no, has cheated with on his girlfriend with this famous TikToker, which she's referring to herself, and is scared that, I don't know what else. Oh, the secret will get out. So she was trying to drop tea. She was trying to drop her own tea, but it was fabricated to create this whole elaborate story and orchestrated to create this whole elaborate story to paint him out to be like this certain type of guy or whatever, like this cheater. So she, again, she wasn't just trying to fake a pregnancy to get the D, like she was also trying to break up a relationship. So keep that in mind as well. And maybe that's what triggered this whole thing. I don't know. I'm not reading the rest of that stuff because it's just her version of what the friend put in the text, or what the friend sent him in text, screenshotted and sent him in text. So it's the same stuff.
I've been getting harassed about cheating on my nail tech girlfriend for a fucking month. Person who stalked my nail tech girlfriend was Denisha. While on FaceTime with her friend who exposed her, he literally asked me, oh, are you talking to the blank girl with blank features? Only reason he would know that is if Denisha is fucking stalking the people I'm talking to. Also, Raya is exclusive. If you caught me on Raya, that means that you are someone who is also on fucking Raya. And guess what? We matched on Raya. Like an anonymous person caught me on Raya. Meanwhile, you have to get fucking approved to even be on the app. However, caught me on Raya is someone who has some level of influence. People are like, oh, why didn't you screenshot her on the dating app? It's Raya. You cannot screenshot on Raya or you will get kicked the fuck off. You will literally get banned from the app for screenshotting people.
Wow.
Also, I'm just not lame. I'm not gonna screenshot people who are popular who match with me because that's fucking lame. And if you don't believe me, I literally called her Uber. Here's a screenshot. Everyone.
Okay, yeah. So she texts, she said on the way, and then she goes, laugh my ass off, still awake. He goes, no. She goes, here. And then I don't, okay, that's weird. She goes, nice to meet you. Sorry we didn't hang out the whole day. And then he goes, likewise. Nice to meet you in text. Like, y'all, are we okay as a society? Why are we texting nice to meet you? Oh, maybe it was after the meetup. It was after the meetup. She was like, nice to meet you. Okay. It was, I don't know. I felt like that was just kind of weird. Like, I don't know. I don't know why she didn't just say it was nice spending time with you. I don't know. I just felt like that was kind of weird. Okay. Let me continue.
Wondering why she's not giving her side of the story, it's because it's fucking embarrassing. This whole thing is fucking embarrassing. She's not gonna post her side of the screenshots because all the screenshots are the same, because why the fuck would I fabricate a story like this? Like, do you think I'm Tyler Perry? Mind you, I really did not want to post about this. I literally texted her saying, yo, I have screenshots showing that you're lying. Please leave me alone. She continued to go, so guess what?
Okay. Okay. So no, I guess, no, he texted her and said, he sent me everything, dude. It's been read and shared. And then she responds, okay. And if you read them, you'll see it's very clear I'm not lying. Girl, are we reading this? Are we looking at the same messages? Are we reading the same messages? Then he goes, I told my mother, who is very well off and will aid me in legal troubles, especially when the case is this cut and dry. Ooh. And then he goes, please don't contact me again. And then she's going, I'm happy to legate. She wants to go forward with this. So maybe that's why she hasn't responded, y'all. And then he goes, love that, or we could just take it to TikTok. So he took it to TikTok. She wants to take it to court. What do you think will happen?
Two could play that game. She literally was having people fucking harass me on Instagram and TikTok for months. People were literally at her behest contacting people that I fucking work with. To be fair, she does have some narcissistic personality quirks, which I feel like led to her not truly believing that her friend would out her so bad just to get back at her. I sent her one screenshot asking her to leave me alone, and I don't think she believed that her friend would out himself so bad and send me all the screenshots of their conversation. Because yes, shout out to him for sending me the screenshots, but the screenshots still make him look very bad. Everyone who's like, oh, how could you be around someone with drastically different politics? I need you to realize I don't be on the internet like that. To me, Denisha is just the AI girl who talks in the monotone voice.
Khalil, do not sit up here and lie to us, okay? You've seen that girl's face before. We've all seen her face before. She has at least popped up on our For You page at least once. And I don't even follow Denisha. I still don't follow her. And sometimes she pops up on my For You page. A lot of her videos go viral because of the topics that she covers. So don't sit here and lie. I don't like it when people do that. If you're going to tell your story, tell your truth, be truthful. I just don't understand. Say you knew of her. You probably didn't know her, but you knew of her before actually meeting her. Okay? I don't even know why he trying to play us like that.
Not familiar with her Twitter. I was not familiar with her takes regarding texturism and colorism. I was not familiar with any of this. I genuinely have not seen her on my For You page since like 2022. All the takes I've seen from her have given progressive liberal. And yes, I don't.
So you knew her then. You've seen her then. And you still decided to date her, Khalil. Okay? Don't be trying to skirt around and skate around. You see how men be doing? You see how they love to skate around and skirt around that accountability. No, you decided to date her. You even decided to have unprotected sex with her when y'all don't share the same political views. So it just goes to show that maybe progressive as you think, aka Ramsey, aka Ramsey 2.0. That's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. I'm telling you, a lot of these men that be like, "Oh, I'm progressive, I'm progressive, I'm progressive." When it come down to that thing in between their pants and that brain in between their eyes, it don't seem like it be matching up half the time. I'm just saying, it don't seem like it matches up half the damn time. So,
like liberals, but we have to also realize that liberals make up like 80% of people who are not staunch Republicans. But yeah, that's all I got for you.
see, that's why this why you see why I always tell y'all don't put nothing past a man. Like, don't put nothing past the man. You don't need all of those self-help books. You don't need all of this dating advice. Just don't put nothing past the man. I don't care how big or small it is. Just don't put nothing past him. That's it. Don't think, oh, he couldn't do that. Why wouldn't he? Or, oh, he wouldn't do that. He could have. You know what I mean? Like, that's how my mind be working. The way y'all just be like, oh, no, 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 he wouldn't do that. Well, Khalil did it. That's what he did because that's what he wanted to do. And you know, men, that's just what they do. They do what they want to do, even if it's hot in the moment. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm just like, listen, I don't put nothing past no man. I don't care if it's my damn daddy, my brothers, men in my family. I don't put nothing past them because at the end of the day, they a man. They are a man. That is just it is what it is. So I just don't put nothing past them.
This is the last thing I'm going to address regarding this entire situation. I never cheated on my girlfriend. I don't even have a girlfriend. I met a girl a week after me and Denisha hooked up and we started hanging out. The girl did my nails and posted them on her story. I shared it. Denisha was stalking me and saw that and then assumed that I had a girlfriend. So everyone calling me a cheater, go fuck yourself. Here's the screenshot showing our first date. The girl who I had met and hung out with, we met on January 16th for the first time in real life.
Okay. So he was out here playing the field, y'all. Denisha got caught up in that. She got her feelings involved. Hey, so I thought my phone was charging. It wasn't even plugged in. So I'm going to take a bit more time. Sorry. And then I'm assuming she goes, laugh my ass off, take your time. And then she goes, I'm on my way. If you're still down, oh my gosh, let me go change then. Da da da. Okay, so I guess that's the day that they actually met up. He was playing the field. Ladies, this is why the casual sex stuff, this is playing women because Denisha thought because they had that intimate moment, she thought that this man was not out here seeing other women. I don't know why women automatically make that assumption. Did you ask? Did you make that clear before? And I don't know what this man did in the bedroom. I don't know. I don't know what the man did in the bedroom. He must have been doing some things. All right. He must have been doing some things like he was trying to pay them bills because again, he called her broke. Like that was a big deal for him. You get what I'm saying? So maybe he was doing some things like that rent was due. Maybe he was doing some things like that phone bill needed to be paid. All right, because I'm telling you, the men that lay the best pipe, they really don't be having no job for real. They always got money problems and things like that. So maybe that's what this is. He must have been doing something in that bedroom, okay?
Messages from the day I met Denisha are from January 10th. I was saying I would avoid this if I didn't cheat. Whole time, I never cheated.
Okay, sir. Congratulations. You did not cheat. All right. Now, the reason why social media is just giving Denisha such a hard time, okay? Not only did she coerce this man into trying to sleep with him again by faking the pregnancy, but it was also some of the things that Denisha has said, some of the things that she has put out here. Some even go as far as saying that she was shaming other women. I did not go out on Twitter X to see some of the tweets that she had put out here, but apparently she put out a lot of stuff that contradicts her behavior allegedly in this situation. So let's pull up some of her older videos that really rub people the wrong way because it really has social media in a frenzy.
Playing too cool does not work with me. I actually have boundaries and self-esteem, so I won't question myself or chase you if you get distant. I'll just go where I'm loved and adored and doted on. Your loss. What if everyone just agrees to say what they mean and mean what they say and communicate if things are off and part ways with dignity if necessary? Playing games, ghosting, all that other shit.
Okay. I don't know. She always kind of freaks me out a little bit. I don't know. It was just I don't it's the voice kind of creeps me out a little bit. I don't know why.
Playing too cool does not work with me. I actually have boundaries and self-esteem, so I won't question myself or chase you if you get distant. I'll just go where I'm loved and adored and doted on. Your loss. What if everyone just agrees to say what they mean and mean what they say and communicate if things are off and part ways with dignity if necessary? Playing games, ghosting, all that other shit. It's
You slept with somebody for the very first time without a condom.
Crazy.
We need to have a conversation about abusive relationships again, as many people are very ignorant of what they are, how they look, what they entail, etc. And that is made incredibly evident when
The irony, the absolute irony, after conspiring to fake a pregnancy.
Yeah. Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. So I whew, 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 whew. And so let's just this is one of Khalil's takes. I don't the reason why I don't like Khalil, did y'all see his take on Kendrick Lamar's performance at the halftime show? Sometimes he gives anti-black, anti-black woman. I just gotta be honest with you. And that's another reason why I don't really care for Khalil, but I don't agree. I don't agree with how Denisha handled herself in this situation. I don't agree with that. I'm not here to make excuses for her behavior at all. And to the women where you want to make an exception, do you know how crazy it would sound if, say, a bisexual woman or a lesbian woman came online and, or let me rephrase that, a stud came online and said that this man tried to coerce her into something sexual, and then we sit here and just look at her like, but you're a stud. Like that just sounds crazy to me. So, in my opinion, I'm more rooted in principle, right and wrong. And Denisha, if you did this shit, you are dead wrong. Like, there's no exceptions to this. Like, I'm not gonna make excuses. I don't really care for Khalil at all because let's just get into some of the things that he says. He speaks very aggressively. I don't like it, but
Right, so a few weeks ago, I went on this rant on my Instagram story about fucked up shit white imperialism has done to marginalized groups, namely the Iran-Contra affair, where somehow Ronald Reagan turns communism into crack in black neighborhoods. It's like the most fucked up magic trick you'll ever hear about. It's fucking crazy. Sadly, not to my surprise, a lot of people had no idea that this shit happened, but to my surprise, a lot of people actually have encouraged me to make more content exposing fucked up shit white people have done. So here's my first episode. This one includes sharks. All right, so before we get to the sharks, you need a little background on the transatlantic slave trade. So on the low end, about 15 million people were brought to America. About 15% of them died on the boats, and another 15% of them died in captivity before making it to a plantation. So on the low end, that's about 4.5 million people dying before they even made it to a plantation. And for some context, like there are 20.
the reason why he came online with it was because he was being harassed online. Y'all, have you ever been doxxed? Have you ever been doxxed on social media? Have you ever been mass stalked by some group of people out here? Like that stuff becomes very abusive. Like you can't just ignore it. It won't just go away because they won't stop. Okay? Like these people are like crazy. They don't stop. They keep coming. They don't stop. It's like, damn, like do you even have a job? Like do you have anywhere to go for work? And then they do it constantly, back to back, back to back, back to back. They will not leave you alone. So he had no choice but to say that. The same thing happened with uh was it Janelle Roberts and Bria? Jones, do you remember that situation? She had been bullied on social media and was being doxxed on social media and was being harassed on social media for a whole, I think, year or two. She was losing her hair and everything like that. Y'all just want people to just shut up and just take something like that? Like, that's crazy.
5 states in America that don't even have 4.5 million people. So that's a lot of fucking people. And now you're asking yourself, yo, bro, what does this have to do with sharks? Well, remember when I said 15% of the people never made it off the boat? That's about 2.25 million bodies who ended up in the Atlantic Ocean. And just for reference, New Mexico only has 2.1 million people in the entire state. So with that being said, would you believe me if I told you that sharks still swim those same waters at an exponentially higher rate than the rest of the ocean because they're still waiting for bodies to be thrown overboard so they can eat? That means white imperialism shifted the entire ecological balance of the ocean because it's so fucking evil and was so fucking grand scale, in case you didn't know.
Okay. Okay, let's I'm gonna have to look into it. Somebody said, "Is that true?" Valentine said, "Is that true?" Girl, I'm gonna have to look into that later. Let me enter DJ Soul Child because he's also a part of this. He was sending screenshots to help Khalil's case. So let me see. Here, I think it's this one.
Well, how do you know she's trying to run the smear campaign? DJ Soulchild sent me these screenshots from an email that he got from an anonymous.
Yeah, it was me. Hold on, let me stop. No, let me stop. I'm only making this video because I gotta make some corrections here. One, I am not the friend who was texting Denisha Carter and coaching her on allegedly faking a pregnancy. Y'all mixed Khalil's words up bad. That he's not saying that was me. I sent him a screenshot of emails I got a week ago about him allegedly sleeping with a large creator. At the time, I didn't know it was Denisha. And I didn't send those emails from the kindness of my heart. He asked for them. He was in my live stream last night when he broke the story out about Denisha. Then he came into the live. He talked about it for an hour or so. And I told him that, hey, a week ago, I got these emails about you, but I sat on it and didn't say anything. And he was like, hey, can you send me the emails? I said, bet. So I sent the emails. And then I see this video, and he's making it seem like he didn't ask me for it. Khalil, you bald-headed demon, you. You made it seem like it's my fault. That's not cool, man. But one thing about it, though, I am messy.
At least he real about who he is. You know what I mean? Like, he just, at least he say what it is. Hell. Okay.
The whole Denisha Carter and Khalil gossip situation is killing me. Because if this was another woman that was exposed for doing this, I swear Denisha would come online and do this. Ladies, crashing out about a man who doesn't want to have sex with you and you pretend that you're pregnant is desperate. I'm sorry. I know that's rude. But I did that because a lot of the dating content that Denisha reacts to or makes videos about, it comes across like that. It comes across as like, don't embarrass yourself. Don't do things for men that will make you look like you're desperate for their attention. Meanwhile, she's doing this behind closed doors. I'm not trying to shame her or anything because I feel like with men, and especially if you get into relationships with people or you maybe sleep with someone, sometimes you do crazy things. That has not happened to me yet, but I...
Would y'all label this crazy things or would you label this predatory? Can y'all comment that? Because I need to know. Would you label this just crazy? It's just her crazy and crashing out. It gives, I'm just a girl. You are a grown ass woman out here. Okay, you about to get yourself into some real trouble. So, is this just her acting crazy or is this her being predatory? That's what I want to know. Okay?
know deep in my heart that I know that I have craziness within me, but I don't want to reveal that. That's why I don't date. I'm not saying I don't believe the situation. It's just crazy because like Denisha has like, I don't know, 1 million followers and her videos get like hundreds of thousands of views and likes. And the fact that Khalil said that she doesn't have her own money or her TikTok isn't monetized, I don't know if I, like, that's crazy. All of this is to say is that you don't know anyone online. Like those creators that you have parasocial relationships with, or who you think are, could be your friend, or you think you could be like besties in real life, just take a step back, because we really know nothing. You know nothing about me. I know nothing about, for example, Drew. I love Drew. But like, see, even me saying that, I don't know her. I don't know anyone I see through the screen. I'm just really curious how this will all play out.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. All right.
Please be careful who you take advice from on this app, on the internet in general, but definitely this app. Listen, whenever conversations of how people should or shouldn't live life, what choices they should or shouldn't be making arise, everybody chimes in. And that's fine. That's what we're here for. Discourse is kind of the thing now. But please make sure that the people who are telling you how you should or shouldn't be living, what choices you should or shouldn't be making, are living lives you'd actually want. Whether it be about money, community, housing, relationships, education, whatever. Make sure they are living a happy, good life that you would like to emulate. I regularly see creators who have to crowd.
This is crazy, right? Oh my goodness.
Source every single month to pay their rent, give people financial and life advice. I regularly see creators who haven't had a single successful relationship, who have broadcasted all of their relationships descending into toxic, chaotic turmoil on this app, give relationship advice. Getting on the internet and yapping is not only free, but lucrative. There is a lot of money in telling people that they're right, the decisions they're making are good. And if you're not careful, if you're not practicing discernment, if you're not scaling the advice to be reasonably applicable in your own life, you're going to end up following miserable, struggling people into their fates and circumstances. And the content creators who led you there won't be there to help you. It will be you, suffering alone. This isn't supposed to be me talking down, speaking down on the life that anyone else is living. People's circumstances are their circumstances, but that doesn't mean you want their circumstances. This also isn't to say that people living an unfortunate life can't give good perspectives or insights on certain things, or that people living a fortunate life can't give bad advice about certain things. The point here isn't about money, so don't dilute it and make it that. The point is discernment. Hard.
Y'all, it's giving Derrick Jackson, y'all. It's giving Derrick Jackson. One thing I be noticing about like these content creators that may have like psychopathy, narcissism, all the crazy stuff. I noticed that when they create content, they're talking about themselves. Like she got this idea, like she created this video because that's what she does. You notice that? So like whenever they're online like giving like advice or they're speaking to their audience and things like that, they're actually talking about themselves. Like it's the craziest freaking thing. It's very crazy. It's like it's like they know that this is who they really are, and but they present themselves a different type of way. It's like really crazy. It is projection. It is. But see, because I'm very big on like human design. I'm a projector. So, but I feel like this is the unhealed projector. Like this is the projector that projects and doesn't do the shadow work. Because if she did the shadow work, then her talking like this, it would actually play into her doing the shadow work and then being able to see the mirror within herself and make those corrections or make those changes. But she doesn't do that. She refuses to do the shadow work, but she's still a projector. So she fuels her creativity through her videos by just taking the mirror aspect of herself, the shadow aspect of herself to create her content. But then like her life, her real life is not matching up with the advice that she gives. So that tells me that she knows these are the things that she needs to change within herself. And maybe these videos are like more convincing. I don't know, convincing for herself. Like maybe it's a form of therapy for her. Like, damn, this is something I know I need to do, but I don't want to put in the effort or the work to do it. I'm not really sure. But yeah, like she this is just a woman that just refuses to do the shadow work. That's it. But she knows what her shadow is, if that makes sense. Even when it comes to her like self-esteem, like I'll play the video again where she talks about how she'll walk away she doesn't walk away. She chases. She becomes very anxious. She has like this anxious attachment. And so she chases down and she creates chaos wherever she goes, because instead of her actually leaving, she chases instead. So it's just a lot.
Truths make a soft life. Follow people who tell you the truth, who logically support their arguments, who live the favorable life they preach. Don't just follow people who tell you what you want to hear, who have prioritized making themselves and you feel good over the truth, over reality.
This is crazy. That's crazy. So even here, right? This video here.
Playing too cool does not work with me. I actually have boundaries and self-esteem, so I won't question myself or chase you if you get distant. I'll just go.
So he got distant and she started questioning herself. And so this is her shadow side. So whenever she does her videos, she's talking about her shadow side and she's mirroring that, she's projecting that to her audience or whoever she's talking to on social media. So that's interesting. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move on. Let me see. This too, I think the writing was also on the wall. I think the writing was on the wall.
I love men. So wise, so strong. We're so lucky to have them. Completely unrelated, I got this TV stand that I need mounted on the wall. Anybody free to do that?
Girl, if you don't go on what's the app that what's the app I use? Rabbit something. Girl, if you don't go on let me see if I can pull it up for the girls. I think is it called Rabbit? I forget the app that I use. I haven't used it in a while. But girl, see that was that was kind of weird. That was, I think the writing was there. I think it was. I think we just didn't think. I don't know. I don't know. Hell.
Morning, I'm making potato pancakes.
Task Rabbit. That's what it's called. Task Rabbit, ladies. Like if you need help with something, you don't gotta chase a man down. you don't gotta You don't gotta accuse him of being a cheater, fake a pregnancy, have unprotected sex with him, dox him, harass him, create a smear campaign, and try to break up his relationship and try to coerce him into coming over so you can do the do. You can just use Rabbit Task. Okay? Rabbit Task. Do you want to sponsor me? Reach out. Like I would love to sponsor. I would love to be sponsored by y'all. Sponsor me, hell. Shoot. But you don't gotta do all of that. You don't gotta do all of that. Just use Task Rabbit.
For breakfast. Honestly, all of that's irrelevant. What is relevant is a point that I want to make when it comes to this whole Khalil and Denisha debacle. And that is the fact that we are getting caught up in very non-essential shit that is essentially missing the point. Denisha Carter wearing blue-colored contacts is a non-issue. Khalil not possessing the aesthetics of a man who is straight or a man that is attracted to women, or Khalil's sexuality in general is a non-issue. What the fuck Khalil was doing on Raya is a non-issue. What is an issue is the alleged coercion of intimate relations and the subsequent harassment for not getting the relations that you want. Like, sure, it's tea in the sense that a very popular creator on TikTok is caught up in a controversy, but the alleged things attached to this controversy are crimes. Like the act of allegedly trying to get somebody back to your home to have relations, the act of allegedly faking a pregnancy to trap somebody to see you in person to do the switch up for relations, and the alleged act of trying to dox somebody because you didn't get the relations that you wanted. Those are all criminal acts. And those are things that we ought to take seriously in the grand scheme of things. And those things should certainly take priority over colored contacts in somebody's supposed sexuality. Amid all of the shock and the comedy of who's involved, we ought to leave a little space for humanity also. Because this is not only a very sad situation, but also a really scary situation that absolutely no one deserves to be a victim of.
Because y'all, I couldn't imagine going through something like this. Regardless of Khalil's political views, regardless of how he presents himself as a man, all of that is irrelevant because at the end of the day, like what this lady did, if she did it, right? Which it looks like she did it. I believe she did, allegedly. But if all of that, it really doesn't matter. It does not matter. I wouldn't want to be in Khalil's shoes. I wouldn't want to deal with something like this. This is crazy. And then to be harassed and then she's trying to make herself out to be this victim. It's just crazy to me. It's just no, this is like really scary and very unhinged. And I wouldn't wish this on anyone, to be honest. Like she took it beyond. Like she took it too far.
Khalil a victim? Yeah. But you know what I'm not gonna pretend? I'm not gonna pretend that if a woman was sexually coerced by a Zionist man she had previously slept with, yeah, I'm not gonna pretend.
Girl, they saying she a Zionist. I'm like, what? I didn't know that. I didn't see any content regarding that, but that's what they saying. So that's why she said it.
Like, he wouldn't eat her alive and say that she actually isn't a victim. If you're curious why people are lacking a severe amount of empathy for Khalil, that's why. Because I'm gonna assume that you just have not seen how Khalil speaks about other people, especially women, he disagrees with. Like, let's be very clear. Denisha Carter is like an actual Zionist. Like, she actually defended the current ongoing genocide by saying that Israel has a right to defend itself. And this guy who's made his entire platform about free Palestine, about how dare you vote for Kamala Harris, you genocide supporter. Yeah, that guy, it turns out, is totally okay with Zionists as long as he gets to sleep with them. It's such a fucking important topic to him that he doesn't bother asking women he's pursuing sexually where they stand on this subject. Because at that point, that's not what's most important to him. Getting laid is what's most important to him.
Right?
So no, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that if the roles were reversed and it was a woman who was being sexually coerced by a man she had previously slept with who was a Zionist, I'm not going to pretend that Khalil would have an ounce of empathy. I'm not going to pretend that he wouldn't spend the entire time focusing on how someone who sleeps with a Zionist deserves everything that comes to them. I don't believe that. I believe Khalil is a victim. But no, you're right. You're not going to get any public fucking support from me when I know for a fact you would tear a woman in your position apart for the internet to cheer on.
Crazy. So that y'all, I never watched Khalil. I told you I never watched him. I met him through this situation. Now me and him did go back and forth in the comment section under his Kendrick Lamar situation because his Kendrick Lamar video because I did not agree with what he was saying. It was just a mess. But it makes me look at the situation a little bit different. So I see, because someone said before this live even started, I have an unpopular opinion about it. And I'm pretty sure it's probably in alignment with it's along the lines of this woman here because she's like, oh well, if the roles were reversed, Khalil would not even hear her out all the way because well you decided to sleep with someone like that. And yeah, so yeah, comment, let me know what you think about that because it got me thinking different. Like Khalil, sir, maybe you need to do some reflection too, sir. It's not just Denisha here, okay? It's not just Denisha. Um, so him doing this is definitely not standing to his so-called morals. So that's why people, social media, TikTok is pretty split, 50-50. They're split. I've never followed him. I've never seen his videos. I've seen Denisha's videos, but I've never seen his videos. So it just makes me kind of look at the situation a little different. I still don't agree with what Denisha did. But sir, you not looking too hot in the situation. It says a lot. It says a lot about you. It does. It says a lot about you too. And that's it kind of reminds me of how people come on social media, they try to expose someone else and they also end up exposing themselves. So listen, I already know I'm not gonna be taking Denisha serious, but no way in hell I would take Khalil serious either. Okay, they seem both like they seem like they both on the same page. Honestly, they're both. I could see how they ended up in the same bed because they share a similar mindset. Their political views may be opposite, but they share a similar mentality. First of all, they don't practice what they preach. We can start with that. We can start with that. So, and the content that they post to social media is not true to how they actually live their life. So it just seemed like two weirdos ended up, in the sack together. Okay. And that's what it seemed like.
Hit you like this here. Mine, leg up. One arm on neck, one arm on frontal. Your frontal off. Neil, 3 days later, you in front of his mom's house crying. He asking you why you being weird. Why you being weird to me? You see.
Oh my God, y'all, that's crazy. Oh, hold on. Hold on, let me go back. Y'all, it's crazy. It's just crazy. Okay, now I also wanted to get into this. Hold on. Let me also play this video again to make it known that I don't agree with Denisha's actions.
Y'all always say to believe the victim until it's a man, and then you start using the same red pill rhetoric that you would denounce if the accuser was a woman. It's pathetic how y'all switch sides and perpetuate the same essay culture that y'all claim to hate. Do you know how crazy I would look if a woman got on this app and exposed the harassment she faced from a man, and then I was like, I don't believe her because I think she's a lesbian? Y'all would invent new slurs to throw at me. Oh, well, how do you know that they're not lying for clout and money? They said the same thing to the accusers of Matt Gaetz and Donald Trump. Oh, well, I think that she's too pretty and too famous to be desperate for a man. They said the same thing to the accusers of R. Kelly. Oh, well, if he's a victim, why didn't he go to the police? They said the same thing to the accusers of Deshaun Watson and Kevin Spacey. You see where I'm going with this? If folks were just cracking jokes...
And see, the reason why it's dangerous, it's I get why people feel the way that they feel when it comes to Khalil, right? But let's not lose the plot. The plot is this behavior is wrong because this could be another man. This could say it's a different man. Say it's not Khalil. Say it's not Khalil who comes online and doesn't practice what he preaches, right? Say it's a different man. It's wrong. Okay. The behavior is wrong. All right. You can still feel how you feel when it comes to Khalil, but when we just focus on the behavior, the plot, the thick of the situation, it was wrong. Period. Like there's no exceptions. It just was not right at all.
That'd be cool. I love a good laugh. But y'all are falling into this perfect victim narrative solely to delegitimize his story, and y'all would never do this if it was a woman. Talking about some, oh, well, if he's a leftist, why is he on Raya? Does that matter?
In his case, yeah, it does, but not when it comes to what she did. Not when it comes to what she did. We got to separate the two. I'm trying to make that known. Separate the two. Two things can be right at the same time, okay? So, three things can be right at the same time. So, yeah, on one hand, yeah, she was dead wrong, but him being on riot, that's interesting. Okay. That's interesting. And then her sleeping with him is even more interesting as well. So two things can be right at the same time. But you know how TikTok is. Or well, not just TikTok, social media. You have to pick a side. Pick a side and stay there. You know how social media is. It doesn't leave room for nuances at all. So keep that in mind. Okay, let me look for this other video. I think it's this one.
Seeing Denisha Carter crash out over a man was completely expected. Women like her who tend to give relationship advice along the lines of, oh, I don't chase, I attract, I have self-respect, I go where I'm appreciated. Are you trying to convince us or yourself? A lot of these women overinflate their value and conflate confidence with narcissism and entitlement. These are not the same. You are insecure.
I also want to add because to the girls where you've been bullied lately for being a heterosexual woman that's into men, yeah, so you've been bullied. If you make a comment about your interest in heterosexual men as a heterosexual woman, as if you can change that. Um it's just crazy. I think the reason why we've seen an increase in that is because there's this whole hate men train, right? But walk with me, okay? So there is a hate man train on social media. Hate men, you shouldn't like them at all. You can't be interested in them. How dare you? How dare you like men? How dare you be attracted to them? How dare you? And these are the type of women that overcompensate because they really want to be picked. I mean, the pick meshas have to hide themselves somehow nowadays. I mean, in modern times, women are being called out on social media for being a pick me. So now they're disguising themselves as the women who hate men, but deep down, they secretly want to be picked by men. Okay, maybe they're not getting the choices that they want. Maybe they're not getting the attention that they want. Maybe they're not getting the outcome that they want when it comes to their relationship or dating experiences. And I think that that's what's going on. And so, if you haven't given up, I guess you could say that on dating heterosexual men, they feel like you should. But if you were to say you got picked, whatever the case may be, and it's on pure luck, it's pure luck. It's pure luck to be picked, okay? But say you got picked or whatever like that, they feel like that's wrong. Like why would you allow this man to pick you? Why would you go and be with this man in a relationship? How dare you go be in a happy, healthy relationship? And I feel like it's just misplaced anger. That's it. Because even what's her name? Denisha Carter, she would come online, she would lay it on very freaking thick. See, I'm the type of woman, I keep it very simple and very plain. Don't tolerate bullshit. Period. It literally starts and stops there. If it involves you reducing your self-respect, lowering your self-esteem, having low standards, then you just doing way too much. But to hate them, that's like do you know how much energy you have to use from your own energy source to hate a group of people? That's like a lot of energy. But I feel like the women that do that is because they're overcompensating for something that they truly desire, but because they're not getting the experiences that they want, that's how they choose to project it. So is it shocking that Denisha was out here chasing this man down, had unprotected sex with him on the first night, but she was one of those women on social media that was preaching to women online as if, oh, we shouldn't deal with them, we shouldn't date them, we shouldn't like them, we shouldn't do this, we shouldn't do that, we should. And lo and behold, she was out here being a pygmisha on the low. Okay. So that's what I'm referring to. I don't feel like women should be out here lowering their standards. Just don't put up with bullshit. Don't put nothing past a man. It's not hard. You don't have to hate them. Just don't put up with bullshit. Know when to walk away and just never lose your self-respect. Part of your self-respect is to leave if the situation no longer serves you. You could have entered the situation, it was serving you, and then it stopped serving you. So you leave because you have self-respect. You don't tolerate bullshit because bullshit, it literally trickles down to disrespect. You don't have to hate them in order for you to exhibit this behavior within yourself when it comes to your experiences with men. All you have to do is leave. Y'all making this harder than what it needs to be. Do not put anything past them. Know when to leave. It's very simple. You don't have to hate them and project this hate. It literally takes away from your own energy source. It blocks your manifestations. It just does so much disservice for you, and it also still centers them, because even when you hate them so much, it centers them in your life, because you're not making your life about yourself, you're making it about how you hate men. So now you're putting all this energy into how you hate men, but you're not out here able to create the life that you truly want to desire. It may not even involve a man in it, but you still making it about men because you hate them. And so even if you don't want a man in your life, because you hate them, you're still centering them so much to the point where you're not even making yourself the focus. You're still making it about them, even when you claim you don't want to date them. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You see where I got that from? I said, walk with me. I said, walk with me. So that's what I think it is. And listen, some hit dogs, some hit dogs, They're gonna be hollering after this video is saved because what I just said is going to trigger them. It's going to trigger them. And if you got triggered by this situation, thank you, Themis. Thank you so much for the super chat. If you got triggered by this, you need to heal and you need to do shadow work. I'm not going to sugarcoat it because all you're doing is delaying your life experiences. You're not getting the outcomes that you truly want and you desire. And it's clear that Denisha wants different outcomes in her life. Otherwise, she wouldn't have did all of this. She wouldn't have been wasting so much time on this and this weirdo because honestly, Khalil is weird. Okay, he just is. He seems like an interesting character. Um, but it's just like you have to be balanced, and just hate just takes you out of balance and it keeps you from what you desire. And when you do the work on yourself, you're going to deserve better. Okay, but you need to give yourself a real chance, and you can't keep making it about men. Even if you say you hate them, you're still taking away from yourself. That's all I'm saying. Okay, and if you got triggered by what I said, listen, take some time, reflect, work on yourself. We all got to do it because at one point I couldn't stand their ass either. I thought I hated their ass too at one point because I didn't have the best experiences. I didn't. But I came to the realization I didn't want to live my life hating them. Like I wanted to live my life for myself. So another thing too, this week I will be doing another daily bread. I will be talking about self-love because a lot of times the reason why we feel this way is because we refuse to give ourselves the love that we want to give others. And then the love that we want to give others is unconditional. So we don't even have a forgiving heart for ourselves. We don't even know how to let go of regret and mistakes when it comes to ourselves. But we so quick. We are so quick to forgive and to love everyone outside of ourselves, but we don't even have the unconditional love within ourselves. We don't have the forgiving heart within ourselves. So it's time for you to make some changes instead of, I hate men. Pour into yourself. It will forever be overflowing. You will not be without. Doesn't matter if there's a man in your life or not. Your cup is going to be overflowing when you choose to give yourself that unconditional love that you are dying to give everyone else. That's what this is about. Okay? That is what this is about. You're dying to give it to someone else, give it to yourself. You forgave them after they did something towards you. They quote unquote made a mistake. Why haven't you forgiven yourself for the mistakes that you've made in your life? Why are you living with regret? Why are you doing that? You were so forgiving of this other person. The unconditional love that you want to give to others, you need to start giving it to yourself. Okay? That's what this is about for me. I don't really care about all of this drama and stuff like that. I mean, it's cool or whatever, but I mean, that's what I'm getting from this. The unconditional love, it needs to be given to yourself, and you need to learn, you need to grow into developing a forgiving heart for yourself. You didn't hear me say for other people, for yourself. Start with self. You will go further in life.
You, this is over a guy she met on a dating app and didn't even know that well. The lengths this woman went to try to get his private information and dox him, lie about a pregnancy so that he would sleep with her, and then threaten him with legal action. Not only are you desperate, but you're a predator. Had Khalil not had access to those screenshots, she would have lied and twisted the story to pretend that she was just looking out for his girlfriend that he was cheating on. Meanwhile, this isn't even true. He didn't have a girlfriend while he was sleeping with Denisha. Right. Too many of her fans are minimizing the situation by making jokes about his sexuality, pretending like it's controversial for a 25-year-old man to be on a dating app, and also making comments about his performance in bed. You guys are purposefully missing the point, and if the roles were reversed, half of you wouldn't even be making these excuses.
Now, I agree with her? Yes. But come on, y'all. Like, if people gonna come online and dump their trauma on us, can we at least key a little bit? I mean, yes, I agree. We shouldn't be making it about Khalil's his sexual whatever he labels himself. We shouldn't be making it about that. Okay. We shouldn't be making fun of Denisha in her colored contacts. But it's not meant to be taken serious. We know how to take it serious, but it's like, damn, every day somebody coming on social media telling us their problems. Can we key just a little bit? I mean, this stuff is heavy. This stuff is very heavy. Can we just laugh a little bit? Why does it have to be so heavy all the time? I mean, if we're going to be out here judging people's situation, because I'm assuming that's why they came online and told us their business. Honestly, I don't know why else they're coming online telling us their business as if we can really help them in any type of real way. But it's like, can we key just a little bit? And I'm not saying in a disrespectful way, but it's like, can we have a little comedy? Just a little. I mean, because we're talking about things that really do happen to people in a real way, and it's real situations, and it's just to digest it better. Okay. And then some people are learning, some people are growing through these stories and people reacting to them. Can we just relax just a little bit? Just a tad.
She called this man a Compton commie and said, "This is what I get for giving groupies a chance."
That's crazy, y'all. Now that was crazy.
All because he didn't text her back fast enough. Ho, is you cool?
Okay. Well, let me see if I have anything else. Let me see. I think that is it. I believe. I think I covered everything. There was this one woman that I wanted to post in here, but I don't see her in here. Hold on. Let me play this video.
Ladies, I'm fighting for my life to defend y'all, but I cannot keep doing it. Faking a pregnancy just to smash? Not even to get a relationship, just to smash? Oh, that's dirty work. I'm starting to think y'all are addicted to men. I'm starting to think all the ways in which we criticize men for being hyper-focused on women, you all are suffering with the same problem. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, y'all are scaring me. Y'all are starting to scare me. I thought we were all on the same page here. I thought we were all on the same page, but we are not. Y'all have no emotional regulation. Ooh. And it is pathetic at this point, because it's not like y'all are crashing out over men who are doing so much for you. Y'all are crashing out over crumbs. Ooh. Over the spirit, the idea of a man in your life. And yes, I'm judging you. Yes, I'm shaming you, because at this point, y'all ought to know better. Especially if you're going to hop on the internet and tell us that we should know better too.
Ooh. Well, y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation. I don't even know what to say, because this situation is it's just so wild to me. It's so wild to me. I really don't know what to say when it comes to the situation, because honestly, all I want to say is, um, ladies, it really is self-love. And I feel like we always talk, we say that, right? Like I say that, but I don't think women know what it actually is. And it's when you give yourself unconditional love. Unconditional love, when it comes to self-love, it also involves accountability. Accountability is going to show you the power that you have within yourself and the power that you have over your own life. That's why you need to face the accountability that you need to take over your own life and your behavior, because that's the power that you have within yourself. And then the self-love, it's unconditional love. Okay. So when you take the accountability, right, you start to feel shame and guilt. No, no, no. You don't do that, because you have unconditional love, right? So now you are creating a vulnerable space within yourself. To the girls that's been on my Patreon, we've been working on that. So you're creating a vulnerable space within yourself where you're not beating yourself up. You are not allowing yourself to feel that guilt and shame when you take accountability, because you are giving yourself that unconditional love. It's just like when your child goes out here and does something stupid and you know they're better than that. You know you're better than that, but you made a mistake. Okay, now you have to hold that child accountable, because you have to discipline the child, to teach the child, to make sure that the child knows better. So then next time we don't have that reoccurring issue. The same thing happens within yourself. So you take the accountability, you see where you made that mistake, you own that mistake, you give yourself that unconditional love, you move past it, and you grow. That's how it works. Okay. So if you are struggling with this, you got to get over that guilt and that shame. And you are so focused on giving this unconditional love to everyone outside of yourself, friends, men, people you just met. It's like, girl, you are still struggling with regret and mistakes that you made, but the people that may have done you wrong, you probably already done forgave them for it. That's what I'm saying. But you still carrying this burden of regret and, oh, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done this differently. And it's just like, if you don't go and forgive yourself, you need to create a vulnerable space within yourself and create a forgiving heart so that you can start holding yourself accountable instead of making it about guilt, shame, or feeling inadequate, or maybe you feel dumb when it comes to accountability because you realize how you made this mistake and you're now at this place within your maturity where you feel like, oh, that was just so dumb to do that. Oh, that was just so naive to do that. But you really truly have to understand that you have to allow yourself the room to grow. You're going to make mistakes. There's no need in you carrying that and weighing down your energy, your journey, your walk in life when you can just own it, take the accountability, be forgiving, and move past it. Okay. So then you don't have this reoccurring issues or these reoccurring experiences over your life. Then you can create the life that you deserve by doing that. That is the whole reason. Accountability is about you. It's about you creating the life that you deserve by taking accountability, but you first have to see how you have this power over your life to create that change so that you can meet your desires in life. That's what it's really about. So I'm going to be talking more about that on my other page. Thank you so much for tuning in with me on this Monday, this late evening. Please give this video a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And I will catch you in my next one. Also, comment down below your thoughts and your opinions on the situation. How do you feel? Do we feel like we should be ganging up on Khalil or ganging up on Denisha? Or are these just two adults that need to figure out their own problems in their own life? Because honestly, they're both a contradiction. Comment down below. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you in my next one.